Good afternoon, good evening, YouTube. Video DJ Dre back on deck for another tutorial episode. And today we are going to be going over the Rane 1 versus the Hercules Impulse T7 Premium Edition. All right, now all y'all know both these controllers been out a little while. The Rane 1 been out for quite some time, over 3, probably 4+ years. It's a workhorse. Everybody know about it. Both these controllers, as you can see, are motorized, are spinning platters. Today, I'm going to tell you which one I like the best, which one I prefer, and which one I think if you're out there looking for a controller right now, you a mobile DJ like myself, you a startup DJ, or you even just been in it for a while, you want to get you some motorized controllers, which direction you should go. First of all, we're going to start with the build quality. The build quality of the Rane, everybody knows Rane is rock solid. They make good products, all metal, solid chassis, very durable. I love the Rane for it's got a nice weight to it, meaning that it feels like you got a controller. It feels like you paid for something and you got your money's worth. On the other hand, the Hercules is a little bit on the cheap side. It's a little bit on the light side. It's very light. You can literally pick it up very easily. But if you're a mobile DJ and you're trying to cut back on some of that weight, some of that carrying all that stuff around, lugging all that heavy equipment, this may be the controller for you to go. As far as build quality, no, it is not metal. It's an all plastic chassis. You know, the buttons are a little bit cheaper. They're a little bit plastic feeling, but you can get away with it. If you get you a nice case for it, and it actually comes with a case, and I'm gonna show you in a minute, if you can get you a nice case for it, you can get away with it. Now, both of them are good for what they do. You know, they got different features to them. The Rane has the strip controller up here where you can drop the needle, sort of like needle dropping. Many DJs don't use that. I hardly ever use that. If you out doing the set, you will hardly ever use that. So the fact that the Hercules does not have that is not a big drop, not a big drop off. Now the Rane motorized controllers, they are direct drive. And if any of you DJs out there know I'm an old school DJ, I started back in the day with the belt drives. The belt drives, you had to push them off a little bit. Had to get that little bit of push. But it still worked pretty good. You know, we started with belt drives and then we graduated into the direct drives when the techniques came out. And we got kind of familiar with the direct drives. They had more power, a little bit more torque to them. The Hercules is a belt-driven motorized controller. It's not direct drive. Got a little belt in it. I'm not going to pop this off right here so you can see it. But it's a little belt under here. But it does have a nice, powerful engine. Motor behind it. It's not a weak motor. I'm not sure how long it would last. I've had mine for maybe about 4 months now. I've had this baby here since they came out. So it's every bit of probably 4+ years old. It's still working, still powerhouse. Everything still works on it. Excellent about that. I love that. Both of them have paddles, which I love, which I think is needed in today's DJing game. Since we got so many options at our fingertips with all these stems and all these effects, the paddles, definitely a big plus. You got the lock-in, both of them got lock-in platters, which I love that, you know. Both of them have in-house effects, so you don't got no onboard effects built into the controller. Whatever effects you got on your program, that's the effects you're gonna have. And the effects work pretty good. Now the difference is because the Hercules came out recently and the Rane been out for years. The Hercules have an onboard stem control section built right in. And that's what I kind of like the most about it. I'll switch to this overhead view real quick. All right, you can maybe see it here, but over here they got a dedicated stems section right on here, where you got your instrumental button, you got your vocal button, and you got your stems button right up top where when you hit that, it'll change all of these to your stems. That's something that the Rane does not have. Now, of course, You can MIDI map the Rane. You can MIDI map any controller actually, but you can MIDI map the range and change maybe your slicer, something that a lot of DJs don't use. Change your parameters here, and it can pretty much do the same thing this do once you MIDI map it. But for some reason, I like to see that button on there when I'm DJing and I'm doing something quick and I might be out at a gig. I like to see that vocal button, and it lights up when you hit it. I like to see that instrumental button lights up when you hit it. You know that it's on. Sometimes, you know, it might be kind of loud. You're not sure, did I take that stem out or not? Did I take that acapella out or not? You might not be 100% sure, but you can look down and see that the light is on. I love that about this controller. Another thing that I love about this controller right here is the auto loop. They got an auto loop button right here, and every controller has auto loops. But this one here has a button. You tap it, and then you use the scroll button to actually adjust your loops. That's something that not only not the Rane has, but even the later model controllers, they just don't have. In order to keep this at a good price, and as you can see, my price points up top, this is retailing right now as of the date of this video for $800. Still for sale. The Rane is still for sale, and as you can see, it is going for $1,300. So you're talking about a $500 price difference in these two controllers. Now, if you ask me, $500 is a lot of money. $500 can get you another speaker, can get you a mixer on the side, can get you some microphones, some cables, and it can even get you a small computer, you know, a cheaper computer. So that $500 difference, you really got to think about that when you're looking at these two controllers. As I was saying with the loops, over here you got your loop button. You press the loop, and then if you want to extend it, you got to press this ×2, press this button, half of 2. Over here, I like this a lot better because when you press it down, it activates the loop right away. And while you're DJing, you can turn this button and it'll actually increase or decrease your loop in real time. And it also has a loop in and a loop out button that lights up. I really love that about this particular controller. Up here as well, when you're loading songs on the Hercules, you just scroll this one knob or scroll through to select your songs, press the button down, and boom, you are at the song. So I really like that. Over here on the Rane and a lot of other controllers, you got 2 knobs for that. You got one knob to scroll, then you might have another button underneath that you got to press to actually load. So those are 2 differences in these controllers that you might want to think about when you're picking them up. I'm going to let you know which one I decide. If you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to let you know which one I prefer. And I'm going to do a little test, a little scratch sample test in just a minute too, so you can hear the difference in how they actually sound. But before we get into that, we're going to get into this part. All right, let's see what the size is of both these controllers. As you can see on the screen, they're basically about the same size, but I'll take my measuring tape out, and the Rane is coming in at about 26.5 lengthwise. The Hercules is coming in at about 25.5 lengthwise. So you got an extra inch on the Rane that you don't have on the Hercules. As far as depth, as you can see, they're pretty much the same in depth. They're both about 12.5 inches deep. Now, the Rane, of course, for that extra $1,300, you're going to get a lot more, you know. On the back here, you got your booth and you got your XLR. You know, you can go on their website and you can see all of the hookups. A lot more hookups. It's got an auxiliary on the front. You got 2 microphones. So it's got a lot more hookups. You know, to get that cheaper price, they had to pretty much dumb down all those hookups. All you pretty much got here, you do got 2 outputs though. You got 2 master outputs, an RCA and an XLR, and that's about it. And your USB cable, 1 computer hooks up to this. The Rane, of course, you can put 2 decks on it, so you can have another DJ coming in with another set right behind you already hooked in. My personal opinion, don't really think you need 2 decks. Why you need 2 decks on such a small motorized controller anyway? I mean, it's not like this is a club setup where you're going to see a lot of these in the club, and you just got to come in and plug up and switch DJs. You're not going to really see this Rane 1 in that environment. So the fact that it does have 2 computer hookups is not that big of a deal to me. Button-wise, buttons on the Rane feel nice, professional. They feel like MPC style buttons. I do like that. Over here, these buttons here, they got a little bit of click to them. They're a little bit less quality, but you can get away with it. I do like the colors, the color layout here with the black and gold, kind of sleek. And if you put it in a nice case, you won't really notice that it's made of plastic. Get you some the skins, put on it, customize it the way you want to, flare it out, however you want to say, hook it up, man, get your different color slip mats and all that. And this can really look real good and can be a nice controller that you be proud of. Now, as far as your faders, now, of course, the Rane has that infamous Mag 4, and this is the Rane 1. This fader's, got some age on it, but it's still a nice fader. Feels real good. The premium edition, I'm not sure about the other edition. I don't have that one, but I do have the premium edition, which is $100 more. I advise if you're going to get this, go ahead and spend that extra $100 and get that premium edition, because you get this little gold package, and these faders are smooth as butter. I actually like the little click in them. That's that old school click that you hear back in the day. You don't have that click on here, but of course, anytime you hit up against anything, you're going to hear it. I like that little clicking sound. It not only helps me know that I'm back at the beginning, it feels good. Real smooth fader. If I have to tell you, the Hercules is actually smoother. Your up and down faders, I'm the type of DJ, I like to mix up and down as well. These faders are just like the cross fader, nice and smooth. The Rane up and down got some tension. I don't prefer the tension because I like to mix with both the cross fader and the up and down faders, and these have a little bit of resistance. Unlike here, you still got that click and they're real loose. I love that about that. So right now, I'm kind of leaning towards the Hercules. The actual Hercules actually comes with a bag, okay? Actually comes with a case. I don't want to say a bag, but a case. Got the name on the case, and it's actually not a cheap case, man. It's actually not a cheap case. Let me cut these off real quick. Don't want to strain none of my motors, but it's actually a nice, hard case. It's not it's a soft case, but it's very good construction. Now I'll let you see the inside of it real quick. You just seen the back, the front. But on the inside, if you look at it here, yeah, it's got the foam in it, cut out particularly for this particular. Even got another handle right here that you can throw it over your shoulder. It's a nice case, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a nice solid case. It's not a cheap soft case. It's got some durability to it. It's not like this baby is going to break, or you can break your controller once you put it in here. You got something secure with your controller. This case actually was free, came with the device. So for $800 and a case, man, that's a good deal. Now, I actually had to go out and purchase a soft case for my Rane. And as you can see, it's just a generic case, because Rane doesn't actually make their own dedicated case for this controller, but it's actually a generic case. Doesn't have the name on it, and it's pretty much generic inside. You sit the controller in it, you're gonna carry it around, and that's about it. The Hercules case is much more durable. In my mind, it looks better. It's much more solid. As you can see, this case got a little bit of bend in the middle. It's not as strong put together. Now, of course, you can go out and buy you a hard case for both of these if you would like. I do have a hard case for my Rane, but I'm not hating on this right here, man. This Hercules for $800 coming with that case, that's a pretty good deal, man. Because if you go out and buy this soft case for the Rane, you're gonna spend another $100+ just to get that soft case. So that's gonna bring your 13 up to $1,400. Now you're looking at $600 more than the Hercules. But we're gonna do this scratch test real quick, and after the scratch test, I'm gonna tell you which one that I would probably prefer if I was a startup DJ or if I was just in the market looking for a smaller motorized controller, you know, not the Performer, not 2 decks, you know, any of that, you know, just a smaller motorized controller. And these two right here are pretty much the premier smaller motorized controllers on the market right now. As of the date of this video, there isn't really anything else out that you can get in this size range and be motorized. So keep in mind, weight wise, I didn't really go into the weight too much. I don't know it right offhand, but the Rane definitely is all metal chassis, motorized direct drive turntables. It's got some weight to it. This baby here, light as a feather. You can probably lift this up with one hand and go up and down, but the Rane is pretty heavy. So, you know, making your decisions, looking at everything I'm doing and everything I'm saying, you know, you make your mind up on which one you think you would go out and cop. I'm gonna tell you in a minute which one I would get. Now let me go into the scratch test real quick. Let me get my sound up, switch the screen real quick to the overhead, and let's see. All right, we on the Rane now, and I'm gonna just go over a quick scratch samples, let you hear what the Rane sounds like with a basic scratch sample. All right, now we're gonna go over to the Hercules, see what that one's working with, you know? Yeah. All right, let me try the up and down, you know. All right, I mean, pretty good there. Go back over here to my up and down. All right, another thing I want to say about the two controllers, what I like about the Hercules, you know, even though it's a cheaper controller, even though it's a lighter controller, even though it's a little bit of plastically filling, I got big hands. A lot of DJs out there, they got big hands. Even if you don't have big hands, you got medium-sized hands. The fact that the Hercules is just like a basic 45 turntable, just has the one little pin in the middle, you know, that sticks up. And the Rane over here, you know, has this circle in the middle. You know, that takes away about 1.5 inches of your space. So a lot of times when I'm cutting on here, when I'm DJing or I'm spinning back, my finger accidentally hits this knob here in the middle. You can see it, I can take that off. It actually hits this knob right here. The Hercules, on the other hand, doesn't have that. You know, you pop this off just like a regular turntable. I got wax paper under here. You can put your wax paper under both of them. You can change out your disc and everything. I put wax paper under here to make it a little bit smoother. But I like these because they don't actually have that big knob right there, and it actually gets in the way when I'm scratching. My index finger will hit that. As you can see right here, plenty of space right there. Plenty of space. Let me go back to that overhead view so you can kind of see what I'm saying too. I got space right here for me to scratch. Over here, I don't have as much space. I either gotta lift this finger above kind of throw me off, or I got to push this whole hand, just use a couple fingers out here. But over here, I can pretty much put my whole hand on the platter. I like that a lot about the Hercules. So, hey, listen, tell me which one you like in the comments, which one you might think you might go out and cop. But me personally, I'm leaning towards the Impulse T7, the Hercules T7. If I had a choice right now today to go out and spend some money on a motorized controller, and I seen this video before I made my purchase, I would definitely go with the Hercules T7. Although the Rane is a powerhouse, although it has that Rane name behind it, all metal construction, if you into that, if you into the weight, if you into all of that, go and get you the Rane. But if you want you a controller that's nice quality, I think the faders are sharper. You can hear my scratches. I'm not the best cut and scratch DJ. I'm old school. I pretty much do my basic chirps, my basic, scratch patterns, a little bit of transforming. I'm basic, I'm old school. But this one is a lot sharper in my opinion, a lot cleaner sounding actually than the Rane. I'm using the same program, same scratch samples, and I actually like the Hercules a little bit better. Plus, as I said earlier, comes with that bag, that nice high quality bag with a shoulder strap as well. So I would go with the Hercules, y'all, man, out here. I think that's your best bet if you're looking in the market, if you are in the market for a motorized controller of this size, this magnitude. I would definitely go with the Hercules. Take that extra $500-600 and go out there and invest in something else, some more equipment, anything you might want to cop, some microphones, anything else. That's a lot of money that you can put into some other equipment opposed to all of it in here. Now, at the time this came out, there wasn't a choice. So we didn't have much of a choice but to get the Rane. Rane might come out with something else in this size frame because they haven't lately. They might add dedicated stems on it. They might do something that might entice people to go out and get their controller over the Hercules. But as of the date of this video, the Hercules is the winner. Right after this video, I'm gonna put 2 videos up where I'm actually using this controller live in action and you can hear how it sounds. Check those 2 videos out right after you watch this. Hey, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, make sure you share. Once again, Video DJ Dre with another tutorial. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.